Okay, welcome to the next episode of the Stay Indoors GeekGarden podcast. This is our pre-3 E3 extravaganza special.
PrE3!
I'm super excited about
You're
this.
so amped.
I'm so excited.
You're up here. I feel like I'm still in morning chill vibe.
I'm bringing you up. This is the hype.
Get ready.
This is the hype episode right now because I love E3 so much.
Why don't you marry it?
I will.
Fuck.
If we turn E3 into like a sentient being, I'm all over that. I will put a ring on it.
I know, but I was just wondering, I'm like, how are we going to fit an expo in here? With Microsoft? No. Okay.
God damn it.
Stop.
Okay, so...
I really like this idea.
It's really dumb.
It's really dumb. I wanna get going on this.
Chug it.
Basically, what I want to do is I want to go through the scheduled press conferences that we know about, because like that's what E3 is all about, is the press conferences.
Yeah.
I want to go through the press conferences that we know about, talk about the games that we know are coming, the games that we hope might be coming, and anything that we're like, this would be cool or whatever that we think somebody might announce or whatever for E3.
Sure.
Some of them are games that are confirmed for sure. Some of them are games that they haven't confirmed, but like we know are gonna be there because they're gonna be there. And some of them are kind of wishful thinking. There's some fun stuff. There's some crazy stuff. I think if there's anything that we don't particularly care about, we'll be like, this is happening, and we'll kind of move on because there's so much to talk about.
Just keep going.
And because this is all games, right? There's gonna be stuff that we don't personally care about.
Yeah.
We don't have much to offer. There's people out there who are saying important things about these games. I don't think any of these games are like pointless. I think every game should be made.
Yeah.
But there's stuff that we just don't care about, so that's fine.
Yeah, every game should be made.
Because
So,
we have better taste than
13.
So
Get
on
your shit
Saturday, actually, we'll talk about Star Wars actually right now, because the first press conference,
Right soon.
the first press conference is on Saturday, June 10th, and it is EA
Yay.
at noon.
Noon.
So
Well, noon, which time? Pacific time?
Pacific time.
Pacific
So
time.
it's in Anaheim,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna anything you guys want to comment on, stop me.
Okay.
But the
Sure.
first one, the big one, Battlefront 2. We're gonna have a quick conversation about that.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
gonna be at E3.
We're definitely going to see some gameplay footage.
It's gonna be there.
I think they've already confirmed that they're going to show gameplay footage.
Yeah, I think they're showing up. I think they're doing like a multiplayer demo
They're
or something.
probably going to talk about the story.
Yeah.
Be like, you play this guy, and it's always an English guy. I don't know why.
Well, you play as a chick, actually.
Well, yeah. No, I know. Guy is like the general.
The general term.
General.
You're playing as a person.
You're
This
playing
person.
as this character, and they're going to be really Australian now. And I don't know where I'm going with this. Please.
I'm stoked for that, but I'll remain skeptical until the game's out.
Cautiously optimistic is kind of
I'm
where I'm
hoping.
at as
I'm
well.
hoping to see some like changes in the multiplayer and stuff that were shitty in the last one, like
Like what
actual
kind of stuff?
vehicles.
Yeah, okay, cool.
That's my big one, is like hoping there's actual vehicles and a better hero system.
Like vehicles that are like in the world and you go and get in them, and as opposed to
The
the
pickup
pickups.
thing was awful. I hated it.
Yeah.
I wish the game's balance was overall more fun. I wish that they went back to a more classic feel, because that's what everybody wanted.
Yeah.
I didn't even buy the game. I did play it.
One thing to
don't
note
know
is
what
that
else
this
it
one
is.
is like all three eras.
Yep.
Also
The new
really
game,
cool.
it's the
Which I'm
prequels, the
so
Tridge,
cool.
and the sequels.
Yeah.
Everything's gonna be in there.
Super
Obviously, we're gonna get less sequel stuff because it's coming out before the two last parts. We'll get some DLC, almost definitely.
Yeah.
but, like,
Well, yeah. There's definitely stuff that's going to be there from the Last Jedi, but we won't get anything.
and the
from
campaign
Episode
looks like it's
9.
gonna bridge from Return of the Jedi
Yeah.
after, because it's like it's after the second Death Star blows up, and you're following. Like, my guess is the story's gonna be about this person who kind of ends up joining the rebels, or like realizing the Empire was bad or whatever, or possibly helping start the First Order. I don't know.
I have a few ideas as to what the story's going to be about, because I've been reading like the books that happen in between the like the canon books right now. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked. The campaign itself, I think they already confirmed this, like literally takes up from the end of Return of the Jedi right to the beginning of First Order, so it's like a 20-year span basically. So
It's
We might
like
even see-
Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah.
yeah.
Would you guys think we'd see multiple protagonists? Or do you think it's going to be an Assassin's Creed scenario where we follow this woman?
I think it's just going to be the one.
Cool.
I hope it's going to be the one.
It's hard to say right now. We'll find out at E3, but I think
Yeah.
that's a cool...
Yeah.
I think that'd be dope.
They've gone through the details of like showing who she is already and like giving her a name and like all the stuff. I feel like she's just going to be your protagonist.
And it would be nice to have like a character who's like in Star Wars that isn't like from the movies or whatever, right?
And also
we get,
isn't a
new-
Jedi.
and isn't a Jedi and whatever. We get like a new character.
Yeah.
Speaking of not a Jedi, There's a couple other, because EA has exclusive Star Wars games rights. That anything that comes out is an EA game,
which is
or published by, right?
Yeah, it's published by EA. That's what I mean. And they have a couple other games that we know are in the works. One of them is being developed by Visceral Games.
What else did they do?
Dead Space and Battlefield Hardline.
Got it. Yep.
And the other one is being worked on by Respawn, who did Titanfall.
Yeah. Ooh.
The one being done by Visceral Games is also being, I believe that she's the creative director, is Amy Hennig, who helped create the Uncharted series.
Okay.
She did. She was the creative director and like the lead. She did a whole bunch of different stuff on Uncharted. She helped like sort of make that franchise 1, 2, and 3. She left before 4 was finished.
Okay.
But they even in the credits of 4, they even say like there's a thing that says like thank you to Amy Hennig. Like she was a big part of the Uncharted franchise.
Yeah.
She has said that her Star Wars game she's working on is Uncharted like.
Okay, so it's probably gonna be like character driven.
Character driven action. I'm thinking you're a smuggler or a bounty hunter or something like that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if
it's like an Uncharted game, like that kind of idea, that kind of gameplay, but set in Star Wars? Because blasting through hordes of people is very Star Wars. It's like, hey, a bunch of stormtroopers. I don't feel bad about these, but like somehow as an Uncharted player, you're like, I kind of feel bad killing all these pirates.
Yeah.
Like Nathan Drake just seems to have no emotions about it.
Especially when somebody like Nathan Drake is just like, he's just a dude.
Yeah,
he's hanging out, and then he's just killing all these people, and then he's like, I'm just trying to solve this mystery. Whereas if you're a space smuggler, you know that's probably what they're doing, right? That's who this person is.
Yeah, they're more Boba Fett game, because everybody wants to milk that Boba Fett cash cow.
They've talked about it. It's like it's a rumor about 1313 was also potentially Boba Fett. Was going to be Boba Fett.
True.
I don't know if they're dropping that. They're doing that, but we're gonna. The thing is, last year at E3 they basically did the thing where they like took a tour through the office and showed us some like monitors of people working on a Star Wars game, and like this year I think we're going to see this game.
Yeah,
I hope so. I hope they have more than just Battlefield show.
I think the EA conference is going to be like Star Wars for the first half, and then they're probably going to tease like an IP or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you guys want to see from this Star Wars game? Like, do you want like a CG trailer? Do you want gameplay? Do you want both? Do you want to like know the character? Like, at what point were you like, okay, I'm on board? Like for this, what do you want to see?
Uncharted.
At minimum, we have the Uncharted Star Wars game.
I would like to, you know what, within an Uncharted Star Wars game, quote unquote, the story is going to be the seller. So I would like to see a story trailer. I think that's going to be more important than their gameplay, obviously, because like you can sell someone on a really cool cinematic trailer, you know, saying here's the world, right? I mean, Star Wars is an expanded universe, but there's so many iterations of Star Wars that you haven't seen, right? We've seen a huge kind of a wide scope Star Wars idea. We don't often get to go through the seedy underbelly or, you know, the kind of like ancient ruins of Star Wars, or like we don't really focus in on one planet too much, right?
Yeah.
So I would really like to see that kind of idea where they really take this one idea that is Star Wars and fucking and then just make that their game.
Yeah. My first answer was going to be I wanted a gameplay trailer, which I think I still do, just because I'm skeptical about EA's ability to do Star Wars games. But I think with this type of game, and also we're dealing with a different creative company, that I think a cinematic trailer will do more justice and makes more sense.
I think I'd like to see a trailer that like basically kicks off, like shows us essentially like the inciting incident of why this smuggler is on, or smuggler or bounty hunter or whatever, like what they're sort of up to over the course of this, and you get to meet them and see who they are a little bit. And then I would like to see, maybe they could even like show off like that story trailer at their press conference, and then over the course of E3 they have some gameplay demos or some gameplay trailer, like footage that comes out. But I think the initial release, I think you guys are right, I think we want to see the story.
Well, yeah, I think
especially if we know it's Uncharted-esque, and we've seen, I think they showed like something of like a guy walking, so we kind of know that's like this third person action style,
which I'm into.
Yeah, no, I'm super into it, because I want to see this dude. I want, like, if I'm like the Han Solo type, I want to see this guy, you know what I mean? So I think that'll be cool.
A gameplay trailer on second thought also made me think that like it'd be nice to see that they're already so far in development of the game. So I feel like that happens a lot with a lot of big companies, is they like give out information way too early. And so like, I mean, it creates hype, and that's what they want. But
then you got people like Bethesda who are like, yeah, we're working on Fallout 4. It comes out in a couple months. Yeah. And you're like, oh, okay. Yeah. Cool.
Which is really cool.
And I'd like to see something like that happen, especially when we do already know these games are in development. It would be cool to see them like, this is what it's like now. Here you go, right?
Yeah.
The game by Respawn, what are you guys thinking? Titanfall, now they're working on Star Wars. Like, they could make Titanfall and make it a Star Wars game, realistically.
Yeah.
But...
I'm only a little sad that they're not working on their next Titanfall game, but I mean, some of them probably are.
Yeah, they've probably got a team that's working on pre-production for that while the other guys
that was a different company that did both the Titanfalls. I
think it was I think Respawn did Titanfall 2.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I can't remember who did.
I thought they did the first one too.
But I know for sure that they did Titanfall 2.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But I don't think it's gonna be like Titanfall. 100%. I really hope not, because like if we have another kind of Battlefield-esque type game that's Star Wars based, like that's gonna compete directly with Star Wars Battlefront, and I just don't think that EA would make that marketing decision because they already have it.
What would you guys think? Because like, okay, we've got Battlefront, and that's the Star Wars, right? It's the Stormtroopers and the Rebels and the droids and the Separatists, and that's that whole thing.
Jedi and everything, like yeah.
And then you've got but like you're primarily playing as like soldiers, right? Yeah. Then you've got this like Amy Hennig Uncharted Star Wars game. It's like probably a smuggler or a bounty hunter.
Story driven
character. That's a thing. What if the one
mostly.
Respawn is doing is that like more Jedi focused?
I was either gonna say that or our like first person bounty hunter game.
So you've got one where you're a smuggler, character driven, and one where you're a bounty hunter.
Yeah, like I feel like this one where you play, not even necessarily a smuggler, but like that just kind of some rough character that's involved in the universe somehow, and then that's more like adventure story based, and then you have this first person game that's a lot more like, it can also be obviously story based, it's Star Wars, but like much more action oriented and first person shooter oriented,
and that is like Respawn's pedigree, right?
Yeah, exactly. I was just kind of like, I was trying to run through like all the different gameplay mechanics they use in Titanfall, and I feel like a bounty hunter would make sense, but at the same time, like the whole like
the jetpack
jumping and the jetpack, but like running on walls, stuff like that could also be very Jedi-ish. But I really don't want a first-person Jedi.
I don't want a first-person Jedi game.
I've played them and they can be fun, but
you want to see the lightsaber going around and like all the crazy.
You want to see lightsabers, weird acrobatics and stuff.
It's about the spectacle with lightsabers. Like that's what it's about. It's like a monk sword, and that's cool. So let's see
flashy kung fu craziness.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, we're definitely going to see Star Wars.
We're going to see so much Star Wars.
Hopefully, I think definitely 2. Hopefully 3. I'd like to see something. Know a little bit about what Respawn's doing, and know the title, know the direction. I think we'll see more of Amy Hennig's game.
We might see a BioWare game too.
I was actually just about to tell you that there's rumors of a new BioWare IP.
Yeah.
They've been talking that BioWare is working on. I don't think it's even a rumor. I think BioWare is working on something new, possibly 2 new things. It's rumored that it might be at E3.
Okay.
But they're working on something. I think they also confirmed that they are working on Dragon Age 4, but it's not far enough along. I don't think we're going to see that at E3.
Oh, okay. I did know that was confirmed, that they are working.
Yeah, they're working. They're definitely working on it.
Awesome.
But so yeah, that's not confirmed yet. We're definitely going to see like FIFA and Madden. And NBA, like that stuff, that's gonna be there.
Yeah,
that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. That like, we can mention it's there. Lots of people play them. They're really popular. We don't care. They're gonna be there.
They are gonna be there. And they're gonna be great.
There's gonna be Battlefield 1 is apparently slated for its first big expansion, so that'll be there. Their DLC for Battlefield 1.
Yeah,
Battlefield 1 is a game that, to be honest, I've been meaning to kind of like check out because I haven't played it yet. And even though I've never really been huge in the shooters, I do appreciate like historic shooters like that, and I wouldn't mind picking it up because I'm assuming the price is slowly dropping. I actually check the price.
I think it's around 45 now.
Yeah, but I'd love to check it out sometime.
So it's due for its most recent, or its first sort of big expansion. It's got some new maps and weapons and whatever, and they're probably going to announce more about that there.
Awesome.
So yeah, there's BioWare stuff.
Sorry, I was gonna say, wasn't there a confirmation of some kind that like there was a rumor they were working on a re-release or a sequel to Old Republic?
There was a rumor about that. I think it has since been shot down.
Damn it.
Which sucks.
That was like really recently.
But if that's a rumor that they're like doing a re-release, maybe they're. Oh, they also said sequel, didn't you?
Well, sequel or re-release. Yeah. Like something was happening with the Old Republic IP.
I think that's in that state of rumor where nobody really knows for sure yet.
I would love to see that if that's a new thing that BioWare is doing. It will not be as good as the originals because BioWare is a different company now, but that's fine.
I would love to see a remaster of the first two. It's been 2 generations of consoles now, and I feel like if you were to make it not so like better combat, so you'd actually enjoy it, like not the turn-based stuff.
I love it. Love that turn-based.
It's like okay, I like
the Final Fantasy thing where like Final Fantasy VII has real-time combat now in like the remake.
Yeah. But even
Final Fantasy 15.
I'm not saying do that exactly. I'm just saying that idea of like it's not just we're not just reskinning it, we're not just upgrading it, we're actually like remaking.
Well,
the
they
game.
just like updated the combat to a more current BioWare style game combat. Then I feel like it would be loved by more people.
And I would that might be the thing that let me
cool
like give it a go, right? For one thing, they're just old now, and it's like there's things about them that are clunky that weren't a problem back then.
Yeah.
But also, the combat I've tried to play and it just doesn't interest me, so like which sucks.
The story and the world is great.
But and I think like BioWare working on a new IP, we could speculate forever about what that might be, right? It's supposed to be a really big thing. It's supposed to be like a huge, massive thing. It's like bigger than what they've done before. But like it could be anything. They could be working on something EA gave them. They could be working on something internally. Like
true.
We could guess forever until we have more details about that.
Yeah. BioWare's always been really cool in like their their creative department's always been like stellar.
Yeah, if it's something that they're building new, it'll be worth looking at.
Yeah.
100%.
Exactly. Like their Dragon Age, their fantasy world's super awesome, really fun, really in depth. Then you got Mass Effect, great. So I'm excited for BioWare.
They did say, I can't remember if it was Respawn or BioWare themselves or EA, but they're taking a break from Mass Effect.
Fair.
Because Andromeda didn't do.
Yeah,
as
they
well,
need to.
They need to figure themselves out.
Let that cool off.
Well,
they need to let that cool off, but they also need to reevaluate like their strategy on it, right? Like they should have delayed it longer than they did.
Yeah.
Originally this was going to be a new Mass Effect trilogy. I think that's a little up in the air right now. But
probably.
That's that.
I haven't played it, so I can't.
The next me either. It's just that like you hear the press, like you know that it didn't do.
Well, that's why I didn't buy it.
Yeah. So that was Saturday. On Sunday, we have 2 main press conferences. The first one at 2 p.m. Pacific is Microsoft's. Actually excited about Microsoft's press conference.
I'm not yet.
They've done their big. I'm gonna try to hype you up right now. I've never thought I'd be trying to hype you up for Microsoft, but I'm gonna do it right now.
Okay, all right.
So they've done their big push for Scorpio. They gave their stuff to Digital Foundry to like look under the hood essentially and like tell everybody that like the Scorpio is like a crazy console. Like it's really powerful. It's awesome. So that we already know about.
Yeah.
And they have said that they've got new IPs coming. They've got new games coming. They've like Xbox boss Phil Spencer has said like he's basically come out and said we didn't do as well as we should have with the games. And we know that that's what people want. That could just be him saying that, but it does at least indicate that they want to move in that direction. They know that that's what people are looking for.
How many years has it been now where they've like come out to their conference in E3 and it's just been like, what are you guys talking about?
Exactly.
Like,
and
the last 2 or 3 years have been like.
And I think they know that now, especially when they were like the Xbox One is the future, and then they got so slayed by the PS4. The last thing I heard about numbers, the PS4 has like sold basically double. Like it's they got demonstrably ruined on this generation.
It's like you can talk to your Xbox and watch sports, and you're like,
they're trying to make it that home, easy to use console that also plays games, and it's like that's great, but people buy it for the games. Like I'd buy a computer if I want a computer and set it up on my TV. Like it's not that hard. Like the technological leap is literally like one extra step and buying an extra cable and I'm there.
Yeah.
So why would I buy an Xbox to do all these things? You know what I mean? Like you marketing that, it just doesn't make sense.
I understood why they did it, but they just like
I get it.
They completely ignored their current exactly. Customers. It's just
so the stuff that we know, they said they're going to be mostly talking about games. So we're going to see Xbox Scorpio. Probably most of the stuff that we see running is going to be like, this game runs best on Xbox Scorpio.
Look at this is what it looks like on Scorpio.
How good it is on like true 4K, whatever, right?
Yeah, is it like their Pro essentially?
It's supposed to be bigger than that.
Kind of. There's nothing that's coming out as of yet. There's nothing that's coming out only for the Scorpio. It isn't like a new console generation.
Yeah.
But it is a mid-generational leap. Xbox has said that they are thinking that they're going to be moving away from like hard generations and more just like iterative, getting closer and closer to that PC model, right? Of like we have better tech now, we're making a new thing. So
you can replace parts of the Scorpio kind of. I think that's kind of what they're going for.
I think that might be eventually the idea, but
upgrade the RAM, you can upgrade,
Yeah, so the whole thing is basically that the Scorpio is just a better Xbox One, but it's essentially an Xbox One in terms of what you're going to be playing on it. I don't know if eventually that's going to change what the idea there is, but for now it's just like anything on the Xbox One is also available on Scorpio. It'll have a graphical update. It's kind of the PS4 Pro, but it's better than that. It's the PS4 is better than the Xbox One, but the PS4 Pro is worse than from Project Scorpio.
Yeah.
We'll probably also get like an official name for Project Scorpio now.
Project Xbox 2.
I hope not. So some of the games that we know are going to be there, we've got Crackdown 3, which was
cool.
I think its trailer was like at E3 last year or the year before. Like we've known Crackdown 3 was coming for a while. Yeah. It's been kind of in development hell. Sea of Thieves we'll probably see more of.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Sea of Thieves. Do you know what that is?
No, I completely forget.
It is like a first-person pirate game where you like play with multiple people.
Right.
And you ship.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm into that.
MMO light situation. It looks fun.
It's got this very like shell shaded like
it's very cartoony
vibe to it, which is very
it looks
cool.
like fun. Which I think is really good. I think they need that. Something that kind of connects to EA, which I just forgot. EA has Need for Speed Payback coming out as well. Which you'll probably see there.
I had a friend share that with me, and they're like, they're doing the same thing with Need for Speed as they do with Fast and Furious. It's just like an action game now.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool, whatever.
But anyway, Forza 7 is also a thing that we'll probably see from Microsoft.
I don't play driving games enough anymore. I used to, but
State of Decay 2 I think was announced at last E3. It's like a big zombie game survival thing.
Okay.
This one has, I believe it's this game has four person multiplayer.
Cool.
I think it's State of Decay 2, or is that?
I'm down for
so
that.
A little like
Dead,
Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, but it's a little bit more of like a serious kind of tone.
Left 4 Dead was so deadly serious.
Yeah, was it?
No, it's not.
I know.
You had a frying pan.
Yeah. No, it's
the second game was
Left 4 Dead is the only zombie game I've ever enjoyed.
Very interesting.
Because it was fun.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that.
But also just because it was co-op. And,
well, did you play Last of Us?
A large portion of it. Yeah.
I'm just saying that you could argue that that's a zombie game.
But so there's stuff that we can't speculate on because we just don't know in terms of what they're gonna have. There's a possibility always for a new Gears or Halo.
Always. They love them. They'll release them like crazy.
The original plan, I think, was to have Halo 5 be the start of a new trilogy or something as well there. They were going to, like, start something.
Yeah, which is weird because Halo 4 was the start of a new trilogy.
Or, sorry, I think it was Halo 4, Halo 5, so then I think we're
because we're in the Promethean sort of era, right? The first three dealt with the Flood, and the second three dealt with the Prometheans.
Yeah, okay.
Are
so
my
Halo
least...
6
Halo
sounds
6
like pretty strong.
Likely. Especially when they're trying to push games.
I don't know if they will push into the Gears.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why not?
Because when did 4 come out? Last year or the year before that? I can't remember.
I can't remember.
It came out like
on 4.
Early last year. I think.
It was a little while ago now.
I don't know. Let's check.
I think it was last year.
2016.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not necessarily too early for like a teaser.
True.
Right?
I know they're still like pumping out a lot of content for this game because I still follow Gears of War on Facebook for some reason, and they're just like all the time they're like new stuff. Blah, blah.
So maybe we'll just get that. Maybe we'll get a bigger expansion or some kind of like
that's true
side DLC thing for 4.
There's quite a few maps out for 4. Like there's quite a lot of DLC out for.
Do you know if there's any story or like campaign DLC that's come out?
Not that I don't think so, but they generally
Gears
haven't
does
done that. Have they?
I don't think like General ROM and stuff. That was all like DLC.
Gears 3 had the General ROM DLC,
and that was a pretty big. It was a whole co-op thing that you could do.
I did not know.
There's another one too as well, but General ROM was the big one where you played as like a squad of Horde. It was so cool. It was so much fun. Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's not unlikely that we see maybe like a teaser for Halo 6 and the announcement of story DLC for Gears 5.
Or for Gears 4. Yeah, if not another Gears.
Yeah, sweet.
What would you guys like to see Microsoft release as a new IP? Not necessarily the details, but like what genre? What does Microsoft need to fill in that they don't have, or like something else to like help build up their games library, because that's where they're hurting the most. What does Microsoft need?
They need not another shooter. They've got so many. It's like obviously they've got it in the bag. They've got their Halo, which like the Halo fans are gonna always play. They've got their Gears of War. The Gears of War people are always gonna play. They need something that's unique and different from those, like whether it's an RPG, that's solely theirs, right? And interesting.
It makes me sad because I feel like Scalebound could have filled that gap. I don't know if Scalebound specifically would have done that for them, but I feel like that's kind of the direction that they're missing some stuff.
Yeah, and I agree. That's because like I said, I was like, I will buy an Xbox One for Scalebound.
Yeah,
and then they canceled it. So
there's rumors that it might, but
yeah. There's always gonna be rumors that like who owns the IP, they might take it, they might move it. I think because the thing is, I can't remember his name right now, but the lead at Platinum, who is the creative director on Scalebound, wanted to make that game for a long time, but I believe Microsoft owns the IP. So we might see some of the assets redone in a new game in a couple years, hopefully. Yeah. But I don't think we'll ever see Scalebound. I don't think that game can ever come out.
Well, we were saying there was a rumor because Microsoft renewed the copyright on Scalebound. And we're like, oh, why do you still need it? But like you were saying, it's kind of like protect themselves from like anyone else jumping in on and grabbing it.
Yeah, right? Exactly. So, which sucks. I would love to see that game. I was really excited about it.
Yeah.
But no, I would agree. I think that they need some kind of adventure game or RPG or something that's like theirs. So like, because Sony has a lot of those.
Yeah.
But Uncharted being the biggest one. I think.
But I think if you can make a new one that like adventure or RPG or whatever, but like fans of whatever genre are interested in but can't get anywhere else. You have a way, especially when you're announcing the Scorpio and you're like, I'll buy the newer one and get this cool game, right? I think that's something we need to see.
Yeah, they need their own, Horizon Zero Dawn. They need their own like The Witcher. They need something that is theirs. You know what I mean? That like, hey, I want to play that game. Oh, dang, they've got Bloodborne. We've got, X, Y, and Z, right? Because I bought a PlayStation for the exclusive. It had Bloodborne. It had Horizon Zero Dawn. It had Uncharted 4. It had Last of Us.
Is Bloodborne not on Xbox?
No, it's a Sony exclusive.
Oh,
that's the point.
But Dark Souls is though, right?
Dark Souls is it's everybody.
No, Bloodborne was like a partnership with Sony.
Wow.
So
PS4's got so many exclusives.
PS4,
insane.
Yeah, they had the better console, and then they also had just the better games.
Yeah,
and I think that's even more important. Like again, I would have bought an Xbox One for Scalebound.
I feel like that
solely for Scalebound.
I feel like that's also going to be a challenge though, is because Sony already has this reputation of having really good IPs that are solely theirs. That like it's hard to sell to a gaming company like, hey, you want to just make it for the Xbox?
Well, I think that's why they did this push with the Scorpio, and I think that's why they made it very clear. They got Digital Foundry involved, and they said, like, this is the best console. And that way they can potentially encourage some third-party developers, get some other of their developers working on something. Because the thing is, especially the fact that it has to work on the Xbox One is kind of a drag from that standpoint, but if you have that powerful console, you can make something that's not only like, this is only on the Xbox, you can say it could only be on the Xbox, right?
Yeah.
They can't go that far yet because everything still has to work on the vanilla Xbox One, but I'm actually excited for Microsoft because I think they're never going to catch up with the PS4. Like this generation, they're behind in that sense.
Yeah.
But and I'm not, you get people who are like the fanboys who are like, yeah, fuck Microsoft, whatever. Like, I don't want them to fail. Like, more games for us is just good. Yeah, if we get more better games, I want that. I want to be able to get excited about Microsoft's press conference.
Well, I've owned all of Microsoft consoles now. I just bought an Xbox One a couple of weeks ago. But before that, I was on PlayStation for the majority of this console's lifetime. And it was just a smarter business, or a smarter, like, personal choice.
As a consumer.
As a consumer, yeah. And then now that I have it, I'm like, okay, I really want them to push out some good games so that I have a reason to actually
to justify this
this purchase. Well, I mean, like I really wanted to play Halo. I was missing it, and I really wanted to play Gears. And
I will, now that we have one. It wasn't enough of a system seller for me, but now that there's one in the house, I will buy Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah, right.
Because
I forgot about that game.
Like, I would love it, but yeah, I would love to see a Sunset 2 or something because again, it's a shooter, but it's different. It's got a different aesthetic. It's got a different tone. It plays. It doesn't feel just like it's just a shooter.
Yeah, it's got a sense of fun.
Yeah, so it's got a very specific identity that a lot of their other games don't have.
Yeah.
So I'd really love it if something like that showed up at E3 this year. I don't know if it will. I'd love it. Scalebound's gone, which sucks. Phantom Dust is gone, which sucks.
I just Microsoft could also get in on the whole Marvel train too. You know what I mean? Like, Sony has their exclusive, but, like, if Microsoft promoted the Marvel game, let's say, like they got the rights to do that. You know what I mean? Because like sometimes that happens. Like it's not an exclusive.
It's not an exclusive, but they get the original promotion and like the first month of release or whatever on one console.
Yeah, right? That'd be tough though, because Square Enix has a very long history with Sony.
Yeah, well, I mean, but they also did release 15 on all consoles.
No, that's true. So, yeah. I'm not saying that they won't release on all consoles, but I think that it'd be tough for them to grab them for a promotion deal.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah. And also the thing you have to consider too is like when Square Enix and Marvel are already working with Sony, and Sony is already so far ahead in the race. Yeah, it'd be a very tough sell
to be like,
say, hey, Square Enix, let us promote that and let us have that.
But if we could rewind time and they thought about that, that would be really smart. Yes,
that would have been.
That would be great
if that was made sense for them.
The next one on Sunday at 9 p.m. is Bethesda.
Ooh.
Bethesda has a couple interesting things. We have apparently a Doom VR.
Oh,
okay.
Fallout 4 VR.
That'll cause a lot of vomiting.
Apparently, it's not as bad as you would think. I was reading some stuff, and that's what people like would think, but like people have like playtested it and like seen Doom VR in action.
Yeah.
And apparently, it's like weirdly okay.
Oh, okay. Like if it doesn't induce vomit for me, I'll be into it.
For what reason? What part of it would?
What about Doom? Doom moves fast. Like that's the point.
Okay.
Like if it's anything like the Doom that Bethesda just released, it is that classic vibe of when you spin, it's like, you know, you do the right angle spin, you move like 100 miles an hour. You know what I mean? Like all that stuff.
I think they'll definitely do some modifying for the VR.
Yeah, because I think it's supposed to be like a connection to this game. I honestly I don't know too much about Doom VR, but apparently that's a thing that we're gonna see.
Cool.
Yeah, and that's coming out.
That's cool.
That'd be really cool.
And Fallout 4 VR, which we've known for a while.
Fallout 4 VR?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
People are obviously there's speculation that we'll get like a Skyrim VR because they just released the special edition, but that like Fallout 4 VR we know is coming. Skyrim VR is people thinking that we'll get Skyrim VR because we're getting Fallout VR.
Well, I think that we'll get Skyrim VR if Fallout 4 VR like does well critically or even like commercially.
Yeah.
You know, according to a VR game.
Fair.
It's still new technology, like not a lot of people have it in their homes.
Did I tell you guys that I tried the Oculus Rift for the first time the other day?
No, how was that?
Yeah, so I was at Matt's place, and it was a lot of fun. He had, I can't remember what the game's called, but it's like it's just like a spaceship flying one, and you just like fly around, but it was so much fun. It was so cool, but believe it or not, I like went into, Matt was like, be careful because like it makes me sick, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, I'd like rarely ever get motion sickness, and so I was playing, and like I was very physically aware that like I wasn't moving and that gravity wasn't changing or anything, right? But I was flying, and then I got to the point where I was getting really comfortable with the controls, and there was a moment where I learned how to barrel roll, and I also like got comfortable with the fact that I could like move one way and look another way. Like I'd be an enemy would come in, and I'm like, I'm gonna bank around this enemy, so I don't do this, but I like look at the enemy ship. But the minute I did any three of those things, my head and stomach were just like, like I just like my heart rate started beating really fast, and I was like, oh, I feel nauseous, and I would have to slow down the fake ship.
Yeah, that's amazing.
To kind of like, right. And Matt was like, yeah, I can't play more than 15 minutes, and I was like, I could maybe survive like 20-25 minutes, but I'd have to take like a solid hour break afterwards because. Yeah. But it was so much fun.
Well, I think that's one of the coolest things. Like, that was the first thing I thought about when I thought of VR, because it's one of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of, like, first-person shooters, why I don't play a lot of them, is that, like, lack of situational awareness, the fact that, like, where you're going and, like, where you're looking are so connected, and, like, that whole thing always really, like, bothered me.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can be in that first... Because, like, in real life, I can, like... aim a gun this way but like look this way for a second without like move, you know what I mean?
And
the fact
check
that
your situation.
you can check your situation really easily. And
Which
like that idea for VR I think is so cool.
Which is the reason I was bringing that up though, is because like I feel like in Doom you do jump quite a bit, like jumping is a mechanic in that game.
Yeah, you gotta be jumping.
As you would in like Halo and shooters like that. But if it's a more grounded first person shooter, I feel like at least I wouldn't have a problem with motion sickness, and it may not be as much of an issue.
Yeah, they made it kind of like a weird throwback game where like your movement was a little more limited, like an old Doom. But then with like modern graphics and stuff, that could actually be kind of interesting.
But if it was like a grounded, like
as much this
realistic, like soldier or World War II style shooter, I feel like I could play it consistently and be fine, because like there's nothing weird going on that would make my body feel like physics are getting all messed up.
Or janky.
But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
That's cool.
I suggest you guys try it.
definitely want to play a horror game VR.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I want to
right.
get scared shitless about that.
Yeah.
As much as I hate being scared. Yeah. How do we get on this top? Fallout 4
Bethesda,
VR. Yeah.
Fallout 4, yeah.
I don't know if that's going to be a great thing. Like, I think that's super interesting, and that, like, the fact that VR is making its way into big blockbuster games is kind of cool.
Yeah, Bethesda and ZeniMax are like pushing the VR thing, which I think is neat.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why it's the next logical step, right? Like, so many companies have put all this money into VR and all this time and energy into it, like, for it to then not succeed, right? For it to be just this, like, 80s 3D craze is really gonna hinder those businesses and hinder a lot of companies who are taking this gamble. So I see why there's a lot of, like, we got to get this out, we got to get a good game, you know what I mean? What do people love?
I actually think that games like Fallout or potentially Skyrim, if it ever happened,
No Man's Sky
would be really good games. No Man's Sky would be good for it.
Yeah.
But would actually be really good games for VR, because I know that one of the things for me, like, I get bored of the Bethesda RPGs fairly quickly, but one of the things that I actually love about them is, like, the attention to detail of the world, and, like, just walking around and, like, seeing the forests and the streams and the mountains and whatever, like in Skyrim, right?
Yeah.
And I can totally see why, if that's why you play those games, because, like, there are games with better action, there are games with better character progression, there are games with better stealth mechanics.
No, 100%.
But, like, the thing that game does that's really fun is just having this world for you to walk around. And you just go. You, like, you're like, here, just walk around and find a thing to do.
Wholeheartedly open world
It's more about
RPG.
just exploring, right? You just find, it's like that D&D sense of, you just, like, you wander and then you find some ruins and there's some skeletons to fight, but that's not important. You found a treasure and then you go off and you do the thing. And I think that
somebody asks for your help,
selling
and then,
that on VR, I think is cool, of just, like, walking around in Skyrim.
Also, if they integrated the motion controls more wholly, like, if it wasn't just me wearing a VR headset and, like, playing on a controller, like, if I had to, like, then block with the shield and swing the sword and cast the spell,
use motion,
I think that would be really cool. I think actually Skyrim would have been a better selling point than Fallout, because, like, me just aiming a gun a bunch.
Possibly easier to work on, though, while we're still in the earlier days of VR.
True.
Right? I think so, yeah.
I think it can be that testing ground of, like, okay, we can do a gun.
Yeah, well, they're also going to have a super sledge, right?
Yeah, that's true. But also, like, you're talking about, like, the spells and stuff, that might be a whole thing. So
yeah,
they want to do that.
That could just be a gun, right? You just select and shoot.
Yeah.
Right?
But I think you're hitting it somewhere with, like, you can only appreciate the environment so much when you're moving a character like this.
Yeah.
To, like, look at everything, right? Especially when you're in third person, you're just, like, rotating your guide just so you can, like, look around. But in that VR, you can literally just, like, be walking and, like, look at the tree go past you.
Yeah, and then just keep going, carry on your way.
Yeah, it's...
and the mods.
Really cool.
You guys have to try it. It's so hard to explain the...
No, I do really want to get...
I feel like I get it, but I want to do it.
Yeah. I did, like, one of those stupid little ones you can do, like, on your phone.
Yeah.
You got, like, little, like...
Yeah, I have, like, the cardboard one and stuff.
I did that with my phone once, and I was like, I could see how this would be really cool with, like, a better designed world and, like, a full thing.
I found that with my phone and my phone alone, without, like, some larger CPU powering it, I found that the alignment gets shifted accidentally sometimes. Like, it moves more than you move, so then your center ends up being, like, here as opposed to here sometimes. But with this, like... full power of Oculus Rift, like, it was like, nope, you're looking where you're looking, and perfect, you come back to the middle, and it's like right there, and it feels
when they're
so much
pushing
more
that
real.
for like several $100s, they kind of, like, if that was off, like, it's done.
I think Matt said he paid like $900 for it.
Yeah. So
I thought the PS4 VR was expensive, but he was like, no, Oculus Rift is like just under $1,000, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah, well, because the PS4 VR is expensive because you have to already have the PS4 too, right? Like, together. But, like, if you've already got that, if you're installed on the PS4 kind of thing.
If they have a sale on PSVR this Christmas, I might grab one.
Dude, I actually really want to play Batman Arkham VR.
I've heard really good things about it.
Yeah, I just want to go through that.
It's just like, how long is it?
Apparently it's relatively short, but it's like, you just kind of solve a mystery as Batman.
It's also not
like
an expensive game. I'm pretty sure it's like $30. Yeah. Like, it's not a full price. Most of the VR games aren't.
But it was also done by Rocksteady. They, like, worked on it after Arkham Knight, so I just think that's cool.
That is cool.
We're probably not going to see anything like new Elder Scrolls. We're not going to announce Elder Scrolls 6 or anything.
Yeah.
They basically said, like, there's one coming, like, we're gonna make another one, but we're not working on it yet, and we're not showing it yet.
They're pumping online right now as well.
There is, however, they're working on a couple, I think it was 2 IPs that are unannounced. Oh, also Quake Champions.
Quake Champions, eh?
Yeah. We're gonna see that.
That'll be fun.
Oh yeah. More arena shooters coming out.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're coming back.
Lawbreakers is gonna be the biggest arena shooter, I think. I mean, you've got Cliff Bleszinski working on it, and he's like the father of them.
I'm actually really excited for Lawbreakers.
Yeah.
I never played arena shooters back in sort of their heyday in the 90s, but I'm excited for this resurgence, and I'm excited to get in on Lawbreakers. I like the character design. I like the aesthetic. The thing is that I always felt that a lot of old arena shooters were kind of like dark.
Yep. I mean,
And
you
that-
got Doom, Quake.
Yeah, and that was
Unreal.
like not really my thing. So like I think that was part of why like as a kid
Yeah,
I was like
the Unreal was like the least dark one, but it was very vulgar and aggressive.
It
Yeah.
was
It's-
like killing spree.
yeah.
yeah.
Domination.
Now that
When you
I've
kill
gotten
someone, they
older,
turn
but
to
like
chunks of meat.
Lawbreakers, yeah, you're killing people and stuff. It's a shooter, but it's like out in these outdoor environments with like sunshine and like it just looks like fun. And you got characters with grappling hooks and like all this
And everybody's
crazy
like,
stuff.
you know,
Moving everywhere.
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
shoot. There's like a mechanic you can like blind fire behind you if somebody's chasing you, and if you're in 0G environments, doing that like propels you forward.
Yeah.
And like all that stuff, I just think is super cool.
I think something that games like Overwatch is bringing back is strong multiplayer characters.
Yeah.
Which Unreal actually used to do very well as well, but they kind of just unfortunately died off.
Well, there's a lot of cool skin options for Unreal.
Yeah,
Like,
well, I
you
mean,
just-
like, but like specifically like the Unreal Tournament franchise, like it was actually like a cast of very specific
Yeah.
characters you played as.
Well, like the
they're
odd
part of
job
the
sort of
story,
thing.
yeah.
Right? You were all access to the same weapons,
Yeah.
but they're all
And
diverse problem.
so I'm very excited. I think that's part of the resurgence of this type
Yeah.
of shooter, and I'm very excited.
Well, we're
to
just
see
seeing more and more asymmetric everything with online, which I love. Like,
Yeah.
not everybody in Lawbreaker is the same. You know what I mean? Like, the grappling hook knife chick is different than the bazooka dude. Like, it's all
it.
yeah.
they play differently, and it's like that Overwatch Team Fortress thing where it's like you're not just a bunch of dudes with the same gun.
Yeah.
It's this whole strategy cat and mouse thing that I think is
Yeah.
really neat.
When we
gotta
getting
pick a
Lawbreakers?
Battlefield. I don't know. I don't actually know the release.
I thought it was later this year.
It's soon. It's like
Okay,
relatively
so we're
soon,
definitely
but
getting gameplay.
Yeah, we're gonna see.
we're gonna
yeah.
see Lawbreakers.
We've
That's not,
seen gameplay
Bethesda,
before,
but-
but I think we're gonna see more in depth
yeah.
stuff. There's probably gonna be playable demos at E3,
Yeah, that makes sense.
which is a cool place to show that off, right? You know, like you're never not gonna get 10 people playing that game.
Yeah. No. Okay. Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. It just says 2017 initial release date.
So I assume later this year.
Yeah,
Yeah, and they announced that it's
October,
coming to
November.
PS4, which is cool. Because it's PC and PS4. I don't think it's coming to
Again, goddamn.
the Xbox.
Wow.
well, I think there might have been some sort of like
Falling out.
bad blood,
Bad blood?
or
Oh,
yeah, I don't-
really?
yeah,
Well,
I
'cause
mean,
Cliff
like
Bleszinski,
was working
Oh, fair
exclusively for Microsoft
he was
on.
at Gears, right?
Gears,
Yeah, he was on Gears.
He did the first two.
Yeah.
He did the first
And that's
three.
always interesting.
Did you do all three of the
That
first ones?
stuff
Yeah.
happens. But yeah.
I just don't think he did the fourth or Judgment.
No, he definitely didn't.
There's been a lot of rumors we're going to be getting a new Wolfenstein. I didn't play Wolfenstein from 2009, I think it was, Wolfenstein The New Order, and the new one is tentatively called Wolfenstein The New Colossus.
Because there's a show now coming out for Netflix.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh,
So I think that's
Wolfenstein
part of the
show,
marketing.
eh?
Yeah, it's not live
That's
action.
cool.
It is an animated show.
Oh, cool. I
Yes.
think that's actually cooler.
But yeah, they were pumping that out. The trailer's really cool. It
Yeah.
like starts with like SNES, and they like put a cartridge in.
That also is
Oh.
with Castlevania.
Yeah, Castlevania they did that as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, they're doing a bunch of these old game shows which are like animated, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they all seem really cool.
Yeah.
I'm, like very down.
I'm super into it.
Um,
Sega, I think, has a bunch of deals. So they're doing like an Altered Beast show and stuff, like all this weird stuff that's
Yeah.
coming. But yeah, apparently for people who like them, the new Wolfenstein they've been really good, and it's something to be hyped about if
Yep.
you're into Wolfenstein. I don't know.
Cool. I've never really played
classic.
them or
I
know
mean,
much
it
about
like
them.
that gave that and Doom were the same.
Yeah,
engine.
they're the same thing
They're
basically
basically the
back in
same.
the day. So
Yeah.
they're bringing that back, and they're both coming back now in a big way, which I think is really cool.
Yeah.
Because I played the original Doom on like the Sega Genesis a little bit, so it's just neat to see that stuff like surviving. But yeah, there's
Oh,
apparently new Wolfenstein. We might see Dishonored 2 DLC or some PrE DLC or something if there's something major. Because the DLC for Dishonored 1 was awesome.
Still have to play that.
Yeah, I want to get the definitive edition, but there's so much, and my backlog's getting too crazy.
Yeah.
All of our backlogs are insane.
I
I
know.
still have to get through Darkest Dungeon, which is like taking me forever.
That's its own kind of anxiety.
Yeah.
But one of the there are a couple things from Bethesda, some IPs we might be seeing, and there's the really heavily rumored one right now is Starfield. The sort of general rumor is it's a classic Bethesda RPG, but in a sci-fi setting, as opposed to like fantasy or post-apocalyptica.
Okay.
It's like their Mass Effect or their whatever.
Sorry. I would love that.
I know
Bethesda?
you would.
Sci-fi?
Yeah, I would love that so
Skyrim
much.
in space, like.
Because like I hate the apocalyptic thing. I hate it.
Yeah.
And so
it's
like
not my
I've
thing.
watched Fallout. I've watched you play Fallout. I'm kind of like there's some things where I watched. I'm like, oh, that looks fun. But then you go into the environment and I'm like,
I just don't care.
It's like a broken playground. Like I don't want.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. And then Skyrim, I love. I love Skyrim. Oh.
But your thing is sci-fi, and if they got
Oh.
yeah,
I love that.
so that's
Give me
again,
jetpacks and guns. And
that's
armor.
basically just some people like finding they've held onto the copyright or the trademark or something for the term Starfield for a while. So that's all that people really have to go on. But they have said they're working on some big new IP, and they own the name Starfield.
They'd be smart to do a sci-fi one. Oh.
Yeah, and just get into that corner and get in there. It's
Yeah.
popular. They could do it. They kind of have the same thing like Fallout. It's kind of like with Dishonored and PrE, where it's like a very similar kind of general gameplay, and then molded into these different settings. And then I think that would be sort of a similar thing, right? Skyrim and Fallout overall play very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you just do that in sci-fi. Like, why not?
Yeah.
Right.
I think that's something that I just like to see too. It's like, I would love it if like Rockstar did that. Like, we did it in the modern day, and then we did it in the West. Let's do a sci-fi one. And it's like the same game.
Yeah, I wish a lot of companies did that. Like, it
Yeah.
sounds like easy, but that's like just it. It's like, just do it. Like, it's easy. Just reskin the whole
It's
thing.
like, I love that mechanic, but I hate that setting. Just give me the mechanic
Yeah.
in the setting. Like,
Yeah.
I'd love that stuff. I also love when Microsoft does stuff like when they made Halo and then they made Halo Wars, and it's like, our game's a shooter, but we made an RTS in the same universe.
Exactly.
I love that stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah. My brother's super into Halo Wars.
And I
loves the crap out
and
of it.
it's like, okay, if you're an RTS fan who's never been into Halo, it gets you on board, like interested into Halo. If you're just like a Halo fan who loves the universe, it gives you another opportunity to explore the universe.
Yeah.
I just think it's a win for everybody. You've already got some like general assets and you've got the world built. You can just focus on the game.
Yeah.
I just think it's cool. Like if they made like a Witcher, I don't know, a online game where it's like a versus melee combat game set in the Witcher universe. And, like the heroes are like Witchers or like sorceresses or whatever.
Yeah.
Sure. Like I'd play.
Well, they released the card game, right?
Yeah, they made Gwent.
Yeah.
Gwent, which is so cool.
That's awesome. Like I love that stuff. I think it's so great.
Nah, it's very cool.
But that's pretty much all I really have for Bethesda. They're pretty tight-lipped about stuff. They're like, it'll show up.
They've always been that way, I think, though.
Well,
so.
the thing is, they're Bethesda. They know that they can roll up and announce their thing, and everybody will lose their fucking minds.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh my god, Doom 2.
You're releasing Skyrim again? Yes!
They slightly remastered the slightly remastered edition.
You're a master for Scorpio.
Oh god.
Yeah, right. I think it's on Sunday as well, or maybe Monday morning. But we're getting PC Gaming Show, which is
Interesting.
not really anything. I want to mention it because I should mention it, but it's
PC gaming's huge.
It's not. Yeah, but it's not like
It's more
PC isn't a
text.
company, right? It's not like
Yeah.
somebody doing their press conference. It's like I think AMD took over from somebody else this year, or vice versa. But basically, one main company is sponsoring it, and they're like, "We're announcing this new graphics card, and we're announcing this thing," and it's just like PC gaming, yay!
Which, as of right now, isn't very relevant to us.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
Well,
at some
yeah.
point, but yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
and like
PC gaming is expensive, especially when your computer dies.
yeah,
There, Sean.
R.I.P.
Rip.
But yeah, that's a thing that's happening. However, on the Monday, we are opening that day with Ubisoft at 1 p.m. Monday, June 12th, 1 p.m. Pacific, Ubisoft. I'm just going to give you guys the rundown because there's actually a lot of stuff here. Rayman Legends is getting a Switch release
Okay.
for Nintendo Switch,
that's
the definitive
cool. It's a
edition.
good game.
South Park, The Fractured But Whole we're going to see that again. Steep is getting a Switch release. That like snowboarding game they announced last year. They're saying that's coming out on Switch.
Cool.
Assassin's Creed Origins is like definitely a thing, and we're definitely going to see it at E3.
Yeah, they basically hinted at it on their Twitter and stuff.
Well, their website now, it's like, see what this thing's worth showing at E3, and it's got a couple different logos for stuff, and it's got the Assassin's Creed logo. It says Assassin's Creed, it says information coming soon.
Yeah.
It doesn't say Assassin's Creed Origins, but like there's merchandise, like
that's
t-shirts
their
have the
title,
logo.
yeah. But it's like the gold, like dusty gold color logo.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, the game is almost definitely called Assassin's Creed Origins because there's merchandise that has that logo that says Origins.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like there's like t-shirts that say like Assassin's Creed Origins and stuff. Like
I don't know that.
they haven't officially shown it like on their website or anything, but like
Okay.
we've seen that logo. We've
okay.
seen the name Assassin's Creed Origins. They have said it's coming to E3. We're gonna find out more about it. Far Cry 5 and The Crew 2
The Crew, eh?
are both gonna be.
I don't care about the crew.
They're both gonna be there. But this one, I actually don't know if you guys know about this one, which is why I saved it for last, because I think it's really funny.
Oh, okay.
It was like really rumored for a long time, and then like we didn't know if it was happening, and then it got leaked again, and then we're like, and now it's like it's definitely a thing. Ubisoft and Nintendo are doing a Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. It's an RPG, a crossover RPG with the Raving Rabbids, those little like white minion-esque things, the rabbit things. Yeah, Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle is an RPG crossover game.
I don't know what to think about that.
It makes me uncomfortable that Nintendo's crossing over with something else.
And we're definitely
Snake.
gonna see it, like at E3.
Okay.
I think because Ubisoft goes first, I think that Ubisoft is going to give us our CG trailer, and then in the Nintendo Treehouse on the Tuesday, they're gonna like show gameplay and be like, "This is how you play the game, and you can pick your characters," and like, because that's very Nintendo.
Yeah.
But like the playable characters are Mario, Luigi, Peach, and I want to say like Toad or like somebody else. There's like one other one, and then 4 Rabbids who are dressed as Mario, Luigi, Peach, and the other character.
Oh man!
And they have like laser guns. Yeah,
so awkward.
That's happening.
The thing is like I feel like with all of Nintendo's games, you kind of go like, and then someone plays it and they're like, dude.
Well, the thing is, Nintendo signed off on it, so it's like, yeah, it seems weird and Ubisoft-y, but like Nintendo agreed with it. Like they're letting Mario be in a game. This isn't just like any old thing, right?
The question is, did they agree to it before or after they knew what their Nintendo Switch sales were?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we could have just done our own thing.
Yeah.
I mean, this was clearly, if we're already seeing something and it's been leaked for a while, this has clearly been in development for a while, so it's probably... I mean, they expected Switch to do well, but it's before the Switch sold, almost for sure.
Yeah.
When this deal went down.
When no one can find them.
If we're at the reveal stage. So yeah, that's a game that's happening.
Excellent.
Very interesting. Okay.
Super Mario RPG back on the Super Nintendo was like super popular.
But
well,
sure.
We'll see.
So we'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
Awesome. What else is on Monday?
Anything else for Ubisoft? That's like all the games basically that we know are coming.
Yeah. What else is Ubisoft? They're probably not going to do another Mirror's Edge because Catalyst did really poorly.
Yeah.
Any Tom Clancy shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could see some Tom Clancy something. I think we might see a Splinter Cell.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Really?
We haven't gotten a Splinter Cell in a while.
Yeah, I really hope they go back to the old school Splinter Cell.
Because we've gotten a Ghost Recon and we got the Division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There might be some information about Wildlands, Ghost Recon Wildlands. There might be some new DLC or something as well. That's something.
Which is another game I kind of want to check out because I've heard some really cool things about it.
Yeah.
I've heard that it's fun if you've got a group. And
if
you just kind of roll around and do some missions.
I wouldn't play it without you guys or something.
Yeah.
So
I want to wait for it to be cheaper so we can pick up 3 copies.
Exactly. Yeah.
Any thoughts on the Assassin's Creed game?
I am stoked they took time off. I'm weird because like I'm like deeply invested in Assassin's Creed while also not giving a shit about Assassin's Creed anymore.
How?
Like I need to play every game, but I don't care what happens.
How are they gonna dig themselves out of this hole? That's what I want to know. It's kind of like what happened to the overarching story, and now we're going back to Egypt.
Yeah, I think the whole point, right, is that it's Assassin's Creed Origins because it's going to be the formation of the Assassin's Guild. Like we're gonna see them say the creed for the first time.
Yeah.
And, like Origins is a dumb name. Let's just say that's a dumb name. It's shitty. It's boring.
I preferred Empire.
I way preferred Empire.
Yeah, and that was hinted.
Yeah.
I think it's just boring. It's like we're doing an origin story. The game's called Origin. It's like Arkham Origins. It didn't really. You're just slapping it on because it's a prequel. Okay, sure.
Xbox One.
I think that
Xbox Origins.
Xbox Origins.
That's what the Scorpio's gonna be called.
Oh no! The Xbox.
They're like Assassin's Creed Origins can only be played on the Xbox Origin.
Well, you know what's gonna be crappy if they do call it the Xbox Origins? It's gonna be XBO, which is exactly what Xbox One is.
But I am excited for a new setting. I'm excited for something that does go back in time, because like I don't want any more like guns and stuff.
I don't want any more like cool like advancements in technology. I want like interesting tools and what like someone who would have been assassin in Egyptian times would use, but I don't need more grappling hooks and new ways for the blade to
well also
do
like
things.
We're not going to have necessarily as many like super tall buildings and stuff, right? The pyramids will probably already be built,
so I want more hiding
things.
Yeah, more crowd blending. Back to
the
basics.
crowd blending. Give me that stuff. We got the white hood again. Show us why they originally invented that.
But if I can't climb the Great Pyramids,
you know that's
I'm gonna be
they're
very
doing
angry.
that. You're climbing a pyramid in this game.
Right.
What happens if you can't climb anything? What happens if they got rid of the climbing mechanics?
They didn't
The
know.
origin of the assassins were that they never climbed. They weren't parkour. What if?
What if? If only.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be an Assassin's Creed game.
We're gonna buy it. At some
Later,
point.
after it's cheaper.
You guys are going to buy it.
Unless for some reason like the reviews are insane and people are saying that it's like the best Assassin's Creed game yet, all this stuff, like I won't buy it till it's cheaper, but
I still won't buy it.
I still won't buy it. Okay. Do you own any of them?
I own Unity, and I was very underwhelmed.
I enjoyed Unity a lot.
And then I've seen Syndicate, and I am just as underwhelmed. And I played 3, and it was meh. And Black Flag.
I am optimistic. They took some time off. I think they realized that they were just kind of going through the motions.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
Still feels like they are.
That it's decent. So, Monday, June 12th, 6 p.m. After Ubisoft is done,
Ubisoft.
we have the Sony press conference.
Super stoked.
This is it, because last year Sony slayed it.
Yeah.
They did kill
The E3 press conference for Sony last year was so good.
Yeah.
It was just cover to cover non-stop game announcements, game drops, like
Live orchestra.
Which, please do it again. I don't care if you did it last year. Do it again.
So this is a combination of stuff that we this is just stuff that we already know exists that we're almost definitely going to see at E3. God of War 4 announced last year. We've barely seen anything. We don't know anything more about it. They're telling us more now.
Yeah, we got gameplay last year too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Days Gone.
Days Gone. Okay. Yeah.
That,
Bikers, zombie
biker dude.
Zombie biker games.
Last of Us Part 2.
Last of Us Part Dos.
That was announced midway through the year, not at E3, but it was announced partway through the year, and they haven't said anything else except that it exists.
It was also at E3 last year.
No?
Because you remember, it was the orchestra swelling, and then we saw the Firefly thing, and then everybody lost their shit.
No, that was at PSX.
It was a different show.
That was later. That wasn't. At
It
E3.
was live.
It was a live announcement, but it wasn't at E3 last year. It was midway through this year. It was December at PSX, PlayStation Experience.
Yeah,
they announced it, but it was a live. It was like a press conference.
Okay,
it just wasn't at E3.
Weird. Okay, sure.
Something that was at E3 last year that we have seen one more trailer for is Death Stranding.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
We're probably gonna see not necessarily gamelplay, but maybe learn a little bit more about how that what that game even is.
What it is.
What's happening.
And what's about. What's Guillermo del Montoro gonna do?
Detroit Become Human.
Okay, yeah. That's the Android game.
Oh, yeah.
You choose your own story.
So
My name is
detective.
Connor, and this is our story.
You're like a detective android dude. Yeah.
Right.
Gran Turismo Sport.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
Uncharted Lost Legacy. They might tell us when it's coming out or whatever. It's kind of like an infamous First Light situation. It's just like DLC, but you can just play it. It's like its own game, but it uses like the engine and assets and stuff from Uncharted 4.
Interesting.
Knack 2.
Knack 2, eh?
Oh.
Yeah, we're getting a second Knack.
Oh, it's the best game ever made, though.
This one has co-op. Couch co-op Knack.
That's what we needed with the first one.
Yeah.
I never played the first Knack.
It wasn't good.
Yeah, so that's going to be there.
It's not that it wasn't good. I didn't like it. I didn't have fun.
So it wasn't good.
And there's a Spider-Man game.
I don't know if that's true.
They haven't said anything since last E3.
I don't know. I feel like it might get canceled.
Don't even say that. Don't even use those words. I couldn't handle that. My heart couldn't handle it. I would have a panic attack. Man,
Panic at the Disco.
They showed off the only thing more than last E3 that they've showed off is they showed the game running on PS4 Pro.
Right.
And they showed that it looks really good. And that was it.
Really
good. There was like a pseudo leak that was like just somebody tweeting that Spider-Man PS4 is supposed to come out 2017. Even if that was originally a thing, I wouldn't be surprised to hear that it got delayed.
Yeah.
So like I'm not getting my hopes up too much that it gets released this year, but I am fully expecting like like gameplay or another trailer or to see a villain or something. I would like to see like the full villain. There was a rumor a while ago that it was Green Goblin. If it was Green Goblin, I would quietly lose my mind.
Not so quietly.
No. I would loudly lose my mind.
Loudly, aggressively pounding, a lot of jumping.
Because
a lot of screaming.
I love Green Goblin, and
full caps text message.
We have never had like proper comic book Green Goblin
in a video game.
Like in a video game.
Yeah.
He was in like old ones, like on the Atari, but he was literally like pixels.
Wasn't he in Friend or Foe?
Movie version without the glider.
Oh, was it movie version?
Yeah. Oh. And when you play as him, he doesn't have a glider. They used like all the movie versions of characters. That was a weird game. But yeah, so there's rumor that it's Green Goblin. Very excited.
I'm trying to remember the game.
Yeah.
Friend or Foe came out after Spider-Man 3, and it was just like a little game where you play as Spider-Man, but it's co-op, and so you can like recruit the villains.
It's like a Marvel Ultimate Alliance, like top down.
Plays as his villains.
Yeah. Okay.
It was like I thought it was like fun.
I remember playing it. It was quite fun.
It was really simple. It wasn't a complicated game, but it sort of just felt like a celebration of Spider-Man stuff. Like
the characters in the front of the game are like Venom, Green Goblin, Doc Ock, and somebody.
Yeah, it's like the movie villains basically. Yeah. And then those ones are their movie villains, but then like you've also got like Scorpion and Rhino and Lizard and stuff who were never in a movie, but they're just in there. And Prowler and Silver Sable.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Black Cat. I don't remember.
But yeah,
Black Cat.
I'm excited about the Spider-Man game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
I am like. I'm so excited.
I don't know if that's true.
I just want to see it. I just want to know more about it.
I think we'll get a longer like cinematic or gameplay
because they built like their own universe, right? Like it's not taking place in a movie. It's not just like they're not just like this is what's happening in the comics right now. Let's make a game. It's like it's its own. This is the Batman Arkham treatment for Spider-Man.
They're learning from Batman.
Good.
And I hope it is the start of things to come. I'm super excited. I ran through the rest of that list because I want to talk about Spider-Man. Was there anything specific you guys want to talk about on there? God of War, Days Gone, Last of Us.
You know me, I don't really care for the zombie games.
Yeah,
so
for Days
like
Gone.
I'll probably check out Last of Us because like
it's more character.
It's a very dramatic.
It's not a zombie game according to Brandon.
No, I never said that.
Yeah, no, that's what he said like 10 minutes ago.
No, I definitely didn't.
You have to go back into the video and then put it right next to this part.
I definitely know. You're giving me more work. I'm not editing this video.
This is the kind of love we give you.
I
don't do any work.
The thing is, I'm moderately interested in Days Gone because it also seems like it's more about this guy trying to like survive.
Yeah, it's about this biker dude.
It's about this guy piecing together his life after everything hits the fan.
Yeah. It'll be interesting.
It goes the opposite way, like Last of Us, in terms of its action. Last of Us is like, oh, there's like 3 zombies, you gotta be sneaky. Yeah. And like Days Gone is like, oh, there's like a 50 bajillion and you gotta blow them up.
Yeah, they're very different style of zombie games.
Yeah.
So, but I think that in terms of the tone, I think they're kind of striking in terms of the character story. I think they're going for something sort of similar.
Yeah. Which is interesting. I'm curious to see how it goes.
Yeah, like Last of Us uses zombies as just like a reason why the world has gone to shit, and Days Gone uses zombies as like a reason to have a lot of things to shoot.
Yeah, well, I think we'll see when we see the game.
Yeah.
That's why Last of Us never grabbed me, because it's a combination of both a very zombie-oriented enemy plus like an apocalyptic style, like post-apocalyptic style setting. And so I'm like,
so
and I understand
though.
they're good, and I've basically played like 4/5 of the game because we played it together.
Yeah, it's so good.
But that's why it's never like grasped me. But I do plan on finishing it and then take a look at 2.
Yeah.
But sorry, I just don't get excited about them.
No, that's okay. Fair. Not all games are for all people, right? Like that's fine.
Yeah,
I definitely want to know about Death Stranding. I want to see something. I want to know what Kojima's up to.
I want to know what the hell.
What weird things are going on in his head.
I want to know what the hell.
Exactly. And that's kind of how I feel about a lot of these. Like Detroit Become Human, I'm interested in. Not necessarily enough to know I'm going to play it, but enough to be like, I want to see where that goes.
I'll probably end up playing it.
I'll play Uncharted Lost Legacy because I've played everything else Uncharted.
Yeah. There's an Uncharted Lost Legacy coming. Oh, right, yes, I know that. That's the DLC for 4.
Yeah, where you play as
Chloe.
Chloe. Yeah, the trailer was wicked.
The trailer was so good. Yeah. That was like one of those cool trailers where you don't know what it is until like it's almost over.
Yeah, I was watching that and I was like, is someone making like a cool like like Middle Eastern game where you play as like someone trying to avoid the violence that's happening in the Middle East, and I was like, what is this? And then it was like, I was actually slightly disappointed that it wasn't Uncharted. I'm like,
yeah,
okay,
I almost thought
cool.
it was like, oh cool, some new IP and like some cool stuff's gonna, because like they emphasize these like infiltration mechanics more, and like it looked like a better stealth game than we've had in a long time.
I was very excited,
but it was like just obviously heavily scripted.
I'm still stoked for it, but I mean, it will sell better because it's Uncharted. But,
But I mean, I'm really excited about Knack too.
Thanks for watching.
Do you guys think what could Sony possibly announce that like you don't know about, like in your wildest dreams, like if Sony was like, this game's coming out, what would that be?
A new Spyro.
Yo! If they drop a Spyro reveal.
Yeah, you're just gonna see the purple feet, and it's gonna be like, and everyone's gonna be like, I'm losing my shit.
Well, to be fair, they're already remastering Crash Bandicoot.
Yep.
And that's coming out later this year.
Yep.
It wouldn't shock me for them to reboot Spyro. Whether or not it's going to be a new game or, again, a remaster of the old
collection
ones.
Or something, yeah.
I would be totally into that.
I would be very into it, and I also agree that it's not... I don't think it's completely out of the question.
To a degree, Spyro was like my Link or like my Mario. Like I grew up on PlayStation and like
a lot of people love that Spyro.
Spyro and Crash Bandicoot in equal part. They were my Mario and Link.
You know what's sad is we don't have a lot of those game IPs going on anymore. You know what I mean?
Those style of like platformer adventure style
like
games.
Those games for like kids our age, or like not our age, but like
they peaked during that like.
Right.
PlayStation N64
phase,
phase,
like the 90s, the 90s platformer. That was
and they did decently at the beginning of like the PlayStation 2, Xbox, and then they just kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
They tried to bring back Banjo-Kazooie, and that didn't work.
Well, no, they didn't try to bring back Banjo-Kazooie. They made this weird car building sim game, and it was dumb.
Yeah.
Nuts and bolts can go suck a big old nut and bolt.
But yeah, no, Spyro would be sick. I think my guess would be that we would see something like that at like next year's E3, and they'd wait to see how the Crash Bandicoot release sells.
No, this is true.
Because there's one thing to be like, oh, like I'm hyped, but like I'm wondering if I'm even gonna like get it or play it right away just because of how many other like new games I still want to play.
Yeah.
Because I would love to replay Crash Bandicoot, but I don't know if I'd love to play it enough to like not play Lost Legacy when it first drops and like all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see about that.
They're a much more easier to play style game though, I find, which is always nice.
That's true. You can just kind of like
when I'm playing
chill.
a bunch of games, you have like games for different moods, right? So you're like, oh, I just want to like play through a game, but kind of mindlessly. Crash Bandicoot definitely does that because there's definitely not really much of a story you're following. It's just the ridiculousness of the animation and the design.
And Spyro would definitely help bring that back.
What's that supposed to be?
That's Banjo-Kazooie sound.
Oh, okay. That's good. So that's like the end of the press conferences. But the day after, on Tuesday,
the
Nintendo does their Treehouse or their no, it's Nintendo. It's not their Treehouse. It's their just live Nintendo recorded video, whatever. But then like the next day, it's like their Treehouse where they go more into depth on stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like a press thing. But before it's like more of like a pre-recorded, planned out video, right?
Yeah. Because they don't do like their press release, right? They don't
do a press conference like on an E3 stage. They release a video that like says all the stuff they want to say, and then like on the show floor, in like a little corner, they have like a live thing where they like have people talk and like explain the games and stuff, and like for like hours.
Last year,
But we're gonna see Super Mario Odyssey, Splatoon 2, and ARMS for sure.
We might see Pokemon Stars.
We might see Pokemon Stars.
Stars of the Pokemon game.
That's rumored.
Pikachu Detective.
We might get more details about Breath of the Wild DLC expansion stuff.
Yeah.
There's
they just
story DLC.
They just announced Monster Hunter for the Switch.
Oh, cool! I missed that.
So
Cool.
I think they'll show some gameplay of that, which I'm actually kind of stoked for because I feel like that's a game that works with the Switch well.
Yeah, you can take it,
multiplayer,
and you can grind while you're like on the SkyTrain. And you don't have to like sit at home. Yeah, that would be cool. Because a lot of grinding in Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
There's also a rumor.
A lot of grinding.
This one's kind of cool, Sean. There's currently rumors of 2 Metroid games in development.
I'm so happy.
Remember, these are just rumors.
No. Don't ruin it with the R word. Just tell me what I want to hear.
Well, I've got a good R word for you.
Uh-oh. Bloodborne 2.
That's not R, but that's another thing. Sony though, that's like heavily rumored is Bloodborne 2.
Yeah, I completely forgot about talking about Bloodborne 2, but Bloodborne 2, I really hope it is made.
It's not happening.
Shh, I will kill you.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe it. I'd love it. I'm not saying I wouldn't love it.
You guys are just non-believers, heretics.
Oh, you got faith, huh?
I got
faith. They only just wrapped Dark Souls 3 DLC a little while ago.
Well, DLC. Whatever.
I'm sure they got different teams or whatever. But
I'm sure they got one team.
From's working on something.
They are working on something.
From is working on something. I think they're another studio that says they have a new IP in the works as well.
Yeah, they do. Well, they say that they have something.
Yeah.
In the works.
I want them to do the sci-fi version of Dark Souls, not fucking Surge.
Hey, why do you not like Surge? It looks like a.
Because it's another post-apocalyptic sci-fi game, and I'm sick of them. Yeah. As soon as I saw the ads for Surge, they're like, it's like the sci-fi of Dark Souls or Dark Souls.
Well, Dark Souls is a post-apocalyptic game.
Yeah, so but in a fantasy setting, like I prefer that. But like the sci-fi post-apocalyptic world, I hate because it was overdone, and I also just think the theme is boring.
Well, I don't know if it's boring.
It's boring. So
he finds it boring. That's fine.
I want From Software to do it. I want them to do it.
That would be cool. I'd be into it. But the
and also, sorry, Surge is just bad. I don't know. The weapons they have in that game look like giant construction vehicles they put on their shoulders.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, it's awful.
That's the point.
It's awful. It looks bad.
The
what was that movie with Matt
good
Damon?
R word that
yeah, it's
Asylum.
No.
Elysium.
I never saw it.
I did see it.
That's what makes me think of.
It was decent.
It was there.
It was definitely not as good as District 9, which was a much better rounded like social commentary. But
cool.
like that's it.
Okay. Anyways,
we went off on a place. The R word that I was gonna say for you, Metroid, is retro. As in Retro Studios. As in the people who made Metroid
Prime. Oh, I know.
As in the current rumors that they're working on Metroid Prime 4.
I'm so into that. I don't like motion controls. That's why I never played the third one that much. The first two were so good.
The other studio that's rumored to be working on another one that apparently since then they have said they're not, but it was Climax Studios, who's worked on some like I was looking it up. They did some like the Assassin's Creed Chronicles games.
Oh, okay, so some side scrolling.
Some side scrollers. The rumor, interestingly, was that it wasn't a side scrolling, like that it wasn't a 2D Metroid.
Oh, I don't know how I feel.
So I don't know. I would think that if you're working on two Metroids, do a Metroid Prime and like a classic style.
Yeah, right.
But that would just that just kind of makes sense to me. But apparently that's not what it was. But Climax has since said they're not working on something, so that's kind of up in the air.
Interesting.
As far as that goes. But yeah, so there's a rumor that Retro is working on Metroid Prime 4.
That's a cool rumor. I'll take it with a grain of salt. I've been burned before.
And a grain of sugar because it's so sweet.
It is so sweet, and I think that's so cool. And if they make it, Retro knows how to do Samus because they don't make her talk.
You have to buy a Switch.
I'd fucking do it.
He'd do it, man.
If I found a Switch for purchase, I'd probably have bought one already.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I'm hoping for is seeing something Zelda related after Breath of the Wild, like for DLC for Breath of the Wild, or if they're doing like they're gonna announce the next handheld one on like the 3DS or whatever. It's like a 2D top-down Zelda something.
Zelda Breath of the Wild top-down.
Co-op.
Yeah, sign me up.
Co-op Zelda?
I've been wanting a co-op Zelda actually for a long time.
There are some.
I've been wanting a new co-op Zelda actually for a long time.
Since the last one, Triforce Heroes.
But like Breath of the Wild co-op.
Just like explore.
Just explore together and beat things up together. Yeah, that'd be great.
Let's mod it.
With like an expansion to the map. So co-op, and then it's like, and we also give you a new
piece of land. You know what would be really cool actually? Would be like some kind of co-op thing that was like set before everything went shitty. So like it's like the same map, but everything is like okay.
There's more like towns
people
and cities
and towns and stuff.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That'd be fun.
All the ruins are not ruins; they're actual castles and stuff.
Exactly. There's a couple little things here. There's Devolver Digital has said that they have a press conference.
Ooh.
But they have not, as of at the time of this recording, they have not set a date or time.
Who's that?
Devolver Digital is a publisher, and they publish primarily indie games. Like they help get indie games out there.
Okay,
that's cool.
They published that. Was it Lost Souls or whatever? The like weird little one where you like run around and you've got a bow and one arrow.
That's Titan Souls.
Titan Souls, thank you. That one, and they are publishing Absolver in August. That like martial arts game that I am 100% buying.
Yeah, okay. Absolver looks really cool.
they did Enter the Gungeon, I believe.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
They just like publish indies.
Yeah, which is so cool. Like,
yeah,
there's so much money in the indie scene. Like, people obviously want to play them. Like, the casual games are going that way. The party games are going that way. Some of the hardcore games are going that way. Like, if you think about like Towerfall, like games like that, there's like a market for these small, you know, retro
and Rocket League. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, simpler designed, like
lower budget,
core concept, like small idea. Big execution.
And all the art games are there too.
You know what I mean? Like
stuff like Journey and Abzu.
Abzu is a fucking gorgeous game that I got to play recently, and I love that there's a market for this, and then we don't have to wait for a AAA developer and EA to publish it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love that we've got to this point where there's like basically this company that's like, yeah, like that's gonna be our thing, is we're gonna help indies.
Right.
Well, the amount of indie games that we play now, like.
Yeah.
Given like maybe less than 5 years ago, we were not playing anywhere near as many indie games.
Well, there weren't as many.
But now, like every month, we're like, oh yeah, I heard about this cool thing, and it's like just pretty, or it's like the concept's really cool.
At the digital model, it's so much easier for them now too to be like, oh, we can release a game and we can get it out to people with a smaller budget.
Also, and like the horror game genre has been like neglected for a lot by like AAA developers, because like they pour all this money into a niche market.
Yeah, they can't get their money back.
Yeah. Exactly. And then now we have an outlet that's cheaper to make, cheaper to produce. Like, people's expectations are a little bit lower for horror games, and like horror games, when you're passionate about that type of horror, it makes for a better game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no, because you're in on it.
Because you
know. We need to do some gameplays of some horror games and like Crawl and things like that.
Dude, Crawl for sure.
Crawl. Ooh, we should play Crawl today.
But yeah, so there's not too much to like guess about what they'll have there, because they could have anything, because they're like, it's indies, like there's like literally they could be doing anything.
Yeah.
But I do think that it's cool they're doing a press conference.
That's awesome.
That means they probably do have something neat that they're like, hey, they're probably gonna show up as Absolver some more.
Yeah.
They're gonna say, hey,
they're probably gonna have a bunch of
games,
right?
I'm so excited for Absolver. They're probably gonna have a bunch of games though, because the press conferences are usually like, for the bigger guys, are usually like 90 minutes long.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Devolver Digital's is a little shorter.
Yeah,
but
like half an hour probably.
Half an hour, 45. But they showed like
they're still going to show multiple
games. Yeah.
Every E3 we tend to walk away with like 2 or 3 like very interesting indie titles.
Yeah. Well, like We Happy Few is something I still have to pick up.
Yeah, that was actually shown up at last year.
That was shown up last year, and it was something that Super was into very.
So yeah, that's Devolver Digital.
Yeah.
Square Enix.
Square Enix has a
I don't know if they have a press conference. I couldn't find a schedule for that, but like they will show stuff off in some way, whether it's a press conference or partnerships with other press conferences or what. That's what
that could come out
Blizzard did last year.
Yeah.
So they've got the big one for me, obviously, is the Marvel Avengers project stuff they're working on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
They only had a teaser. I don't know if that means they're not far enough along to show anything else. The game's coming out. The first one's supposed to come out in 2018. They've got multiple games. We might find out more about what those multiple games are. I don't really know what to expect.
Yeah. I feel like they must have something, because I feel like would it make sense for them to release that teaser and then not show, like instead of showing that teaser we got in E3, right? Like would it make sense for them to do the teaser and then not show anything in E3? I feel like they'll have something.
Yeah, like they probably have some kind of marketing plan because they started it when they started.
They might like simply announce like some titles or something like that. Like,
because it is a multi-game deal, and I think that's the other thing is I don't even know if that trailer was supposed to be for a specific game
or just
if it was for like sort of the franchise.
That's what they're doing,
right? But yeah, so that's a thing that's happening. Hopefully we see something.
I think we will. I don't think Square Enix is gonna go this E3 without showing you something.
Square Enix has always been kind of weird with their marketing, though. Like, I mean, how long have we been trying to wait for Final Fantasy VII and Kingdom Hearts 3?
Exactly. Maybe they'll show us something.
Yeah.
This year.
And then, like, out of nowhere, they're like, oh, we're releasing Kingdom Hearts 2.8, which is a HD remix of every single game so far, plus, like, a little bit of extra story stuff.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, it comes out next month. And you're like, what the fuck?
They're just milking that game for.
They actually did something with, was it Final Fantasy VII, the remake, recently? Yeah. They were. I don't have the details on this, and I apologize, but they had outsourced part of the development of that game. Oh. And they recently said that it's all going in-house.
Oh.
So I have a feeling that they like hired somebody to do it,
And
then they were like,
happy with it.
no,
Yeah.
no, we're gonna.
Well,
do
that
it.
goes along with that whole how they're trying to do episodic stuff, and that might
Yeah.
be their decision after pulling out of whatever company. They're like, nope, we're starting from ground zero again, and
after IO interacted with Hitman.
yeah, and they're like, we're gonna pull out. Well, you were just saying that Square Enix like had another company, but that's probably
And
what
then,
happened. Is
yeah.
like they were like, oh, well, we don't like what they did. We're gonna start from zero.
Yeah.
But we have a huge audience that's waiting for this game, so let's do episodic releases. Why not?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't
Yes.
really trust episodic releases.
Neither do
Like
I.
this, generally in the past, they just haven't been great. Like Steam, obviously, or
I think
Valve.
it's
Yeah.
I think
With
it's one of
Half-Life
those things where there
2.
isn't necessarily anything inherently wrong with the model.
It's not.
I just think we
inherently wrong.
haven't found the way to do it necessarily.
Yeah.
I think it's just
Um,
it doesn't really work as a consumer.
I'm not totally shocked with Final Fantasy VII because have you guys played many of the other Final Fantasy like the original Final Fantasy VII things like that?
No.
Like the way that those stories kind of progress, and the way the gameplay works, it feels that way already. Like you'll get to a part of the story and you'll be like, oh, relief, and then it kind of like builds up. You get all this tension. You get a really big boss battle, and then it kind of drops, and you get this relief, and it does that like constantly.
Yeah, I mean that's the classic JRPG.
Yeah,
formula,
exactly. So I feel
right?
like if that same method is being used in these new ones, though, it might be harder because it's actually like an action RPG as opposed to like a turn-based action.
Yeah.
It might be a little different, but if that's still kind of the way they're doing it, I can see it working a bit better, but it still shocks me that they said that this is a platform they're planning on using for everything in the future.
Yeah, which also makes me nervous for the Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get how you could do it with
But-
Kingdom Hearts 3, and yeah, Marvel,
Yeah.
that makes me scared of Marvel.
They have Dragon Quest 11 coming out. There's a rumor for Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which is a sequel to Rise of the Tomb Raider, which is a sequel to the new Tomb Raider.
Right.
So it's the
Basically, it's the new Tomb
Too
Raider.
many
Yeah,
Tomb
the
Raider games.
Which I still haven't beat the first one, even though I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Lost Sphere, which is being developed by what is it, Japan RPG Studio or Japan something like that. They did I Am Setsuna. It's basically like a sequel to I Am Setsuna. I think it's a spiritual successor more than a sequel.
An actual sequel, yeah.
But it like has a similar art style and like I think it's supposed to play similarly and stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, and then there's always the chance for Squeenix to be like, we're doing this weird thing. Like
Yeah.
that Marvel thing came out of left field.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no
It's like
one
in the middle of the
knew.
year, they're just like, and this is happening. Here, have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems so weird that they would release that then when they have nothing really to show.
Yeah, that's what Brandon was saying. Was like maybe they did that, and now they're like hoping to build up the anticipation for an E3 like trailer drop.
But
Exactly.
then again, I wouldn't
But then
be
it's
shocked.
Squeenix, so they might just not.
Yeah, part of me feels like they're not going to show anything.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, they'll
And not mention it,
They'll wait
just-
for all the hype of all the shit from E3 to die off, and they'll show us something in, like, August.
Yeah,
Or in
Which is-
September, and you'll be like, what the fuck?
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what's going on there.
Square Enix is weird.
The last big thing then that I want to talk about is Activision Blizzard.
Oh, okay.
There's gonna be
Activision and Blizzard?
Well, Activision
yeah,
owns Blizzard.
Activision owns Blizzard.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around, but
No,
yeah, of
Activision
course.
owns
Why would it be?
Destiny 2 is gonna be there. They're showing off multiplayer.
Oh,
They'll
That's
show
the
off
whole thing.
gameplay, yeah.
And Call of Duty World War 2 is probably gonna be there.
Don't care.
I don't care, but
Don't care.
We don't like those games.
It makes me sad that
Yeah.
that's still a big part of the gaming industry, but it's fine.
Well, not really. I mean, if you look at it, like Infinity War did horribly.
Horribly, compared to their other games.
yeah, like they're doing worse than they did, but they're still have like a
Outselling-
stranglehold
They're
on how
still
much they're selling.
outselling, like,
Well,
everybody.
yeah.
It's dying off, but like it's still there.
I think it's just fatigue. You know what I mean? Like people, like
No, exactly.
my brothers are still playing. What's the newest Black Ops game? It's 3.
Black Ops
or-
3.
Is it? I think they're playing Black Ops 2 still.
well, and that's the thing. Like the new one comes out, and they're like, I don't need the new one. Like I'll just keep playing.
I have
this
no
one."
problem with franchises lasting as long, but I hate it when franchises. Yeah, that was weird.
Franchises.
The franchisees.
Franchisees.
The franchise.
They like
The
release
franchise.
content so frequently, and it's basically just a reskin, and
Yeah.
like it feels like they don't deserve the amount of money they're making.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Right?
think it's like a business model practice that's been like absolved from like the like NHL and the Madden games. You know what I mean?
No, I
Like-
agree. Yeah,
Like I think it's a holdover from there, like because they see those games, they do really well every
but
year.
those games have something else to them because they're also based on a real life sport. Like every version of it gets released, like all the players get changed and the jersey styles get updated, and like there's an update that coincides with something in real life. But with these shooter games, like you're putting them in new scenarios, but it's just the same gameplay.
No, I totally get what you're saying, but you know what I think it is they're trying to just keep those people coming back. Like if they spend their $100 on our game this year, they're not going to spend their $100 on another game, so they're not going to have the chance to get attached to a different game franchise, because they're going to stay loyal to ours.
I just my thought is that like nothing lasts forever. And I hate that it's lasted as long as it has, because nothing else has lasted this long. Like, it's insane.
Call of Duty's been going for fucking ever. They've, like...
But I think this is indicative of the fact that they're reading the trends and they're realizing that they're starting to die out, and, like, how extravagant they're getting, because they're getting, like, Infinite Warfare and stuff, and people are like, I don't care. Like, this isn't...
Yeah,
the franchise. It's not even the same franchise anymore.
If they had done anything but like Call of Duty, if they even like just made it a sci-fi game, I'd have been so interested in learning.
That's what I mean. Is I feel like a lot of people who are in our position who are very much gamers and we're interested in the different types of games that can be made. Like we were drawn to Infinite Warfare, and we were like, oh, that's interesting. Like we never played it, but we were kind of like, oh. But every other version of Call of Duty, we're like, meh.
Yeah,
don't care, but like that's the one that sells. So I just feel like there's gamers and there's Call of Duty players. Like that's just kind of how I feel.
Yeah, because it depends on what you're looking for, right? Because some people just want to shoot people, and I think there's more. Yeah. I just wish there was more variety available. Within that, and again, I'm sad to see that that's such a juggernaut when there's such like interesting game development happening and interesting game design being put forward, and it's not getting that same level of recognition.
We were definitely at that. I mean, we're kind of busy people now, so we don't have that game that we have Overwatch. We have a game that we do consistently go to, but I just think there's just more substance to Overwatch. And I mean, we've had other games in the past we play like crazy, like Transformers and stuff like that. Where
I know that I only go back to Overwatch as much as I do because they have the events.
They have the events. Like the core gameplay is fine. Like think about Overwatch's design in terms of like it's a skill-based game about objective time. You know what I mean? Like every other first-person shooter you play, it's going to be about like a personal score, and you know what I mean? Like it's a roll the dice who you get matched with, and every game isn't really about you. It's about like your kind of your team. You know what I mean? But you don't have a moment that like I did this in there so that this person
could do this thing, and then our team won.
Yeah. Exactly. You know what I mean? And it's just like I threw the most tomahawks, and I'm, you know what I mean? So
with Overwatch too, I think Overwatch is very hard to compare to, because Overwatch also, because it's a character based game, like the type of game that you play every time can be totally different. I was a healer. I was a tank.
And they can introduce a new character and change the game.
Yeah. When with the Call of Duty games, it's just like, you can change your loadout, but there's only so much you can change the loadout. Like at the end of the day, you're still shooting a gun.
You're not going to have a character who can climb walls. You're not going to have somebody who can just like fly.
Yeah. Like the closest thing you ever get to that with a shooter is like Titanfall.
Yeah.
But that is an extreme version of a first-person shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like in Titanfall, I don't even love like the guns all just shoot like guns.
Yeah. But I feel like with us, like anytime we've connected to a game like that, there either gets to a point where we're like, okay, this game's outdated and we've moved to something else that we maybe play consistently, or like the generations changed. Like for instance, we probably stopped playing Transformers because like the 360 was getting old and we started updating and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, which kind of sucks because I still miss it sometimes.
Yeah, I really miss that game. I'm not paying the 60 for the new one.
That's like me. I still really like Destiny, but I'm not going to go out and play it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, so we'll see Destiny 2 for sure.
I'll definitely probably play Destiny 2 when it comes out.
Call of Duty World War II.
I just really hate Call of Duty. Sorry, I just really hate Call of Duty. I'm just not a fan.
I get it. I'm not a fan of Call of Duty 2. I mean, I played Call of Duty Modern Warfare 1 and 2.
I played 1.
And I liked them for a time. I think I fell off because I was getting really frustrated with playing those games, and I generally just can't. I don't like playing games that frustrate me.
Yeah.
I just like.
Well, I think, like I said, I think they know that the fatigue is setting in because they're going back to World War II, which is like where this like modern string of shooters started, was in World War II games.
Yeah.
That's where like Call of Duty like became big.
Call of Duty, Medal of Honor.
I think I'm just in this like huge trend of like I appreciate original IPs so much. Yeah. So like Halo, like at one point I did feel very much the same about Halo. I'm like, they're coming with another Halo. It's all these guys just want to go and shoot each other, get the best KD kind of a thing. But they made a good IP and good design and all this kind of stuff, and I'm like, I feel like they deserve it, kind of, right?
Halo's great because it's about its guns, and not everybody just like starts with those things. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna talk about the difference between arena shooters, but like, I don't like the modern loadout shooter. I just don't like that model as much. In terms of a game, I like everybody starting at the base lane and like a game. And then it's about map control. It's about trying to get to that sniper rifle first, and then getting to the sniper spot, and then getting your picks, and then moving to the rocket. You know what I mean?
That's interesting because I really like loadouts. This is an interesting difference.
Yeah, I just don't enjoy them as much. Like, you're sitting there going, "Oh, I'm gonna use this gun with this guy," and da 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 da. And it's like, those things they're interesting, and they certainly like have a gameplay merits, and there's pros and cons to both. But I think like it's a much more fun middle ground. It's also probably why we play Smash Brothers with no items. You know what I mean? Like, there's that lot less random chance.
Yeah, no, totally.
You know what I mean? Like, everyone has access to everything.
Loadouts can definitely get stressful when you like feel like you lost because you made the wrong loadout choice and not because of anything else, which is definitely irritating. But I don't know. I like that element of customization.
I think it kind of depends on the game for sure.
Yeah.
I think Gears of War is a good example of kind of somewhere they were sat in the middle, where you can change your basic assault rifle as your loadout, but
their power weapons are still on the map, right? Yeah, and they don't break the game. They just like tip favor. You with the Nasher shotgun can still kill someone with a boom shot super easy if you get the drop on them.
I think maybe part of the problem, and like we're getting really into this, but I think part of the problem is like when you have a game like Titanfall or Call of Duty where there's so many different guns you can start with. It's hard
it's just
for
overwhelming.
It's hard for the developer originally to make all those guns balance enough that one gun doesn't outweigh another.
And that never happens. There's always a gun that's better.
And then I guess the question, sort of in line with what Sean was talking about, is like, why do that then? Like, why not just have a couple basic types, like have an assault rifle, have a shotgun, or whatever, and then balance them in that way.
Yeah.
And then have cool weapons.
Because then if you have a weapon that is really powerful, but it's a power weapon that's on the map, it doesn't feel as unfair because it was just because like, oh, they like went there first and like outshot you and got it before you. And
it becomes like a mini reward within the game.
Yeah, well, that's what the game becomes about, right? It's about controlling these power weapons, about using the map to your advantage. Like, when you have that, like, when you push them back to their spawn, like, you have the advantage because you can get the weapons first, right? Like, then you have that resource that you're tapping.
Yeah.
That they have to fight harder to get through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, we did get a little off topic there.
I think we should definitely talk about like the merits of like the modern shooter and how it's changed. But that should be a later video.
Yeah, because that's a whole thing.
Yeah. Because I could talk about this forever.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think we should talk about it. Just
short is don't like Call of Duty.
Yeah. But I was gonna say what there aren't any really big rumors circulating as far as Activision goes of what they're gonna be showing at E3. I wouldn't be surprised if we get something about something to do with Overwatch.
Yeah, we might get our video to our new character.
Yeah.
Blizzard might launch that because there are a lot of rumors that it's coming like very soon after the anniversary event.
Yeah.
But actually, I just realized the anniversary event ends on the weekend of E3.
Yeah, it does.
That'd
be a good time.
It might be E3, and then they're like,
here's new character, and here's the lunar maps done being balanced in PTR.
That'd be a good thing. You can just kind of drop that during E3, like, and then on the press conference floor, right? Like, somebody can be like, and now you can go home and play the. Well,
they're like. Their somber announcement at BlizzCon was insane. I had actually seen a video of what the actual announcement was like at the show, but like literally they were like announcing someone was on stage and then all the screens got hacked.
Oh, that's
and like
cool.
And went like purple, and it was like, hi there, and like Sombra came up on the screen, and I was like, oh, that's so
awesome.
Cool.
That's a
cool.
reveal. That's a friggin' reveal right there.
I think it would be so cool if like E3 they're like, so you thought we were giving you one character? Here's two. And like
that would blow my mind.
Yeah, I would love that shit. I don't think they would.
The only reason I doubt that is because balancing.
Yeah,
they throwing in two characters at one time would be really tough.
It would be too many on our variables, especially in the middle of a season, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good point too.
Right, people in comp would just lose their fucking minds.
Yeah. Wasn't there a rumor that Blizzard was working on another new IP?
I don't know, maybe.
I thought I heard that a while ago.
I don't know.
I think it was just a rumor that stirred up because a lot of these characters that occurred from Blizzard for Overwatch were like from other IPs they were creating. and so there was rumors that there was another IP they were working on, but I don't know how actual true those are. But I mean, how many IPs they got going right now? They got Diablo and Blizzard and Overwatch and
Warcraft, StarCraft.
And they're doing the PC port for Destiny.
Is that what they're doing?
Yeah. StarCraft, yeah. So they got solid. What?
A while ago, there was stuff about how the StarCraft 2 lead designer is moving on to another project at Blizzard.
Oh.
But that was a while ago.
So maybe we're getting a new RTS.
Who's their project designer? Do you know his name?
No.
Because it was Jeff Kaplan. I think we know what he did.
No, this is in 2016 that this announcement came out. So that was
when this game was coming out.
We already knew that about this. Yeah.
Cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I'm super stoked for E3.
I'm
super excited.
I'm very excited. I can't wait. It's going to be fun.
Super stoked for E3. Super stoked for Spider-Man. That's my closing thoughts. It's just Spider-Man. It's just like the word Spider-Man going over and over again in my head.
Yeah. Next week is definitely going to be another big video.
Yeah.
Because we're going to record. We normally record on Monday. Today's Monday, but next week we're going to record on Tuesday after
we've seen.
I guess we won't get the Nintendo one, which I'm not hugely upset about.
It kind of sucks just because it would be nice to be able to mention it, but
Nintendo always doesn't go like huge at E3. It's always the bigger console guys.
Last year was just Breath of the Wild.
That's true.
At E3 it was just like, hey, look at Zelda. It's great.
What time are they doing their thing on Tuesday?
I think it's early, but
I don't have much time.
He doesn't have much time that morning, so.
Yeah, I don't even know if I have any time that morning.
It's gonna be a Kelly and Brandon only show.
It's 9 a.m.
The
Nintendo thing.
That would suck. I would really like to be there.
We'll figure that out. We'll cross that bridge.
That's neither here nor there.
But yeah, thanks for sticking around for this discussion about our hopes and dreams. Going over PrE3.
Dreams.
PrE3.
We are GeekGarden. It's a group of guys who are passionate about all things geeky, video games, comic books, movies, primarily.
We're seeing Wonder Woman tonight.
We're seeing Wonder Woman tonight.
We're gonna go see Wonder Woman.
I've already seen it. I love it. We'll talk about it. It'll be late because we're doing E3.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Wonder Woman.
We'll mention it in our thoughts and dreams.
Yeah, if you want to see more, we've always got more stuff coming out. There's a podcast every week. YouTube here, also Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, if you want to find out what we're doing, where we're going, how
subscribe,
we're doing,
like,
who we are,
follow,
and share it. If you could. We're just getting our feet wet, just getting our wings off the ground or something.
Our feet in the pool.
Come say hi.
Yeah. Anybody got a final thing to say about E3 hopes?
Oh, Metroid. I'm so happy.
You really got him going with that.
So happy Retro is doing something.
I'm glad that I kept that from you until...
I can't believe I didn't hear about it.
Brandon, what's like the one thing? E3 happens. You're at the press conferences. You're not actually at them. You're watching them on TV.
Oh, why not? Can I be there?
It's on the stage. This happens, and your heart skips a beat. What is it?
I don't know. Sci-fi Bethesda game. Yeah,
Starfield. If Starfield is a thing.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be my big
Cool.
If it's not post well they already have Fallout, so they don't do post-apocalyptic.
You don't know that.
Shush!
It's a really popular.
If it is called Starfield, I don't think it'll be. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, that's what I want. I want
Starfield VR.
Cool.
Alrighty.
I'm easy. I just want more Spider-Man.
You're always easy.
Thanks for hanging out, guys.
See you later, Green Thumbs.
Finger them.
We talked for like another hour.
That was a good video.
We're almost done.
That one felt good. I'm gonna edit that one right now because it's gonna
tunes back on.
take me very long.